what's going on? Okay, jump right into it. Okay, we have the Queen of Birds here. The Queen is a mature female and a mature female mastery of the suit. It being birds, we're also talking about air. So sometimes in this combination is a person that is very knowledgeable, but they almost can become like despondent a little bit, where it's kind of like, well, they're realist. They're realists. So they may have a little bit of like, I don't know if it's exactly like pessimism, but it may be like the outlook is a little dim on something right now. Like the way someone's looking at it, they're like, fuck. Like what? You know, be like, oh, the fate of the world, this, all that. It's just kind of like, what's the point? And part of the reason why they know the way that things are going to go is because of the pattern in the past. What do they say? If you don't know your history, then you're doomed to repeat it. It's like this person has looked back at history and looks at the pattern and they're like, okay, well, that's what we're up against. Now, could we respond differently? Yeah, we could respond differently. It depends on the people, but it's like this person's well aware that it depends on how whether we love each other or not. How we view our relationships with one another. And maybe just like the pitting against people. What people think love is now. Maybe someone's got a dull outlook on that, on love. They're like, well... But you know what? They learn so much from these relationships, though. They learn so much from this history. They learned a lot from this history. Okay, so maybe just someone's in a mood. What's it technically mean when someone's austere? I'm seeing where someone's austere. That always seems reserved to me. So again, someone has a poo-poo look on something. They're like, where is this gonna go? What is this gonna do? Moon. Yeah, I think maybe someone's just moody. Maybe they could be right. But I also feel like there's a little bit of projection into it's all looking towards the past. And someone's too close to the moon. So I guess someone has a feeling, it's like a dull pain, or like a dull, it's something that's like constant. It's constant, and it's telling it, this constant feeling is trying to tell somebody something. But I think because of the way it's coming through, it's not as literal as someone thinks that it is. I heard it's not the end of the world. I heard maybe someone just needs to use a new tool. Like someone needs a new tool. Whoever a person is hanging around to here. Huh. Card's all bent. Interesting. What's that one? The Magician. Yeah, who we hang around is very influential here. Like, you hang around other people that are like, fuck relationships. Or just like, again, they're pessimists, or they're just, all they talk about is like the hard shit. I mean, you want a realist here. This person's going to tell it to you straight. Like, if you were to ask this person, like, what do you think about this person that I'm trying to date? They'll be like, well, they'll shoot. I heard they'll shoot it straight. And it's because they've made their own mistakes, so they can see it. Because you know how there's those friends, like, say somebody's just like, oh, I'm dating somebody, and it's like, oh, we're getting engaged, and everyone's like, yay! Like, oh, congratulations, congratulations, instead of, like, the circle being like, who are they? You know? Where'd you meet them? What's their relationship with their parents like? So maybe someone doesn't want an adult's opinion. Now, if someone is a stinker about love in and of themselves and say they have been single, because Queen of Birds is a divorcee or a widow, it's just like, man, I don't even, I don't know, like, if I'm ever gonna go here, I'm gonna turn into a nun. I'm just gonna become a nun. You know, it's like, this person could have been celibate for a long time. This could actually be some really beautiful people coming into a person's life, but they may be like, I don't know about that. Like, I heard, oh, I'm too old for that. Can you see this shadow? It's like, oh, I'm too old for that. That's the owl. I heard that's the owl telling lies. I heard you can be old and spry. King coins. Remember the moon in Taurus. Your first, second house is highlighted. First, second, 10th house is highlighted too. Maybe someone's just wondering about their relationships. Like, where's the spark? Like, where is it? Where'd it go? 3 of Cups. Oh, so the cups work backwards. We start with 10 and we work our way down. We don't start with 1 and work our way up. It all starts in how we feel about family. And then ourselves. And how we feel about ourselves when we separate ourselves from that. And then finding those places where we don't know the answer and it's confusing. And then we go back and we reminisce and we find the good things even in the hard parts. And then those hard parts being brought up makes us kind of sad. And then I guess that causes a person to kind of like reel themselves back a little bit and be like, I don't know, like I need to process. And it's where they don't really trust their friends, and then it goes into like, I don't know if I trust anybody. And then that goes back into, do I trust myself? And then I guess once that happens, then we can work our way back up. And I guess a person has learned to trust themselves. But now it's going back around where it's like, well, now we're gonna try this again. So we're gonna try this again. King of Cups. Maybe someone got burned by Scorpio pretty hard. Or, someone had the best thing they could possibly ever have, and now it's kind of like, well, do I take second best? You know, if you had the best thing that you possibly could have, I guess you want to be grateful for having that in this life. 10 of Cups. If you felt like, wow, that was the best, You know, that was the best husband or wife I could have ever had. That's the best job I could have ever had. That's the best dog I ever could have had. The best cat I ever, best house. Whatever the best in the physical realm, if you got it, you feel like that, then I heard be gosh darn grateful for that. And if you happen to not have that anymore, whatever that is, then realize you can still have that. If you acknowledge that you've already had the best, then no, you may not be able to reach that level again. And I think that's might be a part of where she's at, this person, where they're like, well, I'll never do better than that, so I'm just not even going to try. Seven of Cups, right? Get stuck in that. We just did a reading called Less Than. You know, it's like, well, maybe it could be just as good. I don't know. Or maybe we're just meant to not really compare and appreciate when it is there. Maybe that's part of it, Empress. Take care.